Hello viewers and welcome to the program. Today I'm honored to host a very bold and vibrant political figure in the political landscape here in Kenya. He is an ex-military officer. He is a staunch member of UDA party. He is also a member of Kimilili Constituency. We're talking about Didmus Barasa. Karibu sana mheshimiwa.
Asante sana.
Who is this man, Didmus Barasa?
Of course, my name, as you've said, Didmus Barasa. I was born from this village called Kimilili. This village called Nasianda. This is our ancestral home. I was born to Mr. and Mrs. Barasa. Those were my parents, but they left us at a very tender age. We were around 7 siblings. 7 children, and so we grew up struggling like any other Kenyan as orphans. But we were very optimistic. We were driven by the mantra that says, even if you are washing toilets to survive, that should not kill your dream of being president of the Republic of Kenya, because the sky is the lower limit. So we struggled to go through education. Went to Nasianda Primary School. Thereafter, I joined Kimilili Secondary School, where I did my Form 4. Then I proceeded to Kenya Power Lighting Training School by then. But now it's called Institute of Energy Studies, where I did a diploma in electrical engineering. And thereafter, I got my first employment with Kenya Power Lighting Company. I was initially as a disconnection clerk, and then later on as a revenue protection technician. A revenue protection technician is you inspect the metering systems of both domestic and industrial supplies to ensure that the metering systems are not tampered and that the company is not losing any revenue. Then thereafter, I was there for a short period of time, maybe about 1 year, and then I joined the military, the Kenya Air Force, where I think I was converted from an electrical technician to an avionics technician. An avionics technician is an electrical technician for the avionics. The aeroplane operates with avionics, not electronics, avionics.
Avionics.
Yeah, so I was converted to an avionics technician. And then later on, I could leave the military, advance my career, did a degree. And then I moved from Kenya, went to work briefly in Australia. I came back to our country again. I worked also with the Teacher Service Commission. I was an assistant deputy secretary in charge of facilities, electrical section. Later on, I went to some private practice as a consultant engineer. I was doing design. I worked with the Prime Consult, a private firm in Mombasa. And then later on, I could work with a number of entities, Alpha Group of companies in Mombasa. I went to Zanzibar to work with the African Development Bank on a road project as a health and safety engineer. We came back, we began Tattoo City Limited, and then the company that set up Tattoo City Limited was called Renaissance Capital. They changed from Renaissance Capital to Endeavor Africa, then to Tattoo City Limited. There were a lot of court cases between the directors thereabout, and then the project could not take off, but I was involved. I was among the team that did the master plan for Tattoo City development. And then, of course, after the 2013 general elections, of course, I went to work with Bolore Africa Logistics, commonly known as SDV Transami by that time. I'm told they have changed their name now. I was the regional director in charge of facilities, health, safety, and environment. Because then when I went to Australia and worked with the Shell company, I had actually transitioned from being from electrical engineering to actually a safety officer, where my role was basically reviewing the standard operating procedures to ensure that the people who are working in those machines and those systems do not endanger themselves or other people, or even the machine itself. Of course, and I was also in charge of about 10 African countries. I was in charge of the East African region. Now, the East African region at that time composed of the current geographical East African community, which is Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania, North Sudan, and East DRC. And I'm also in charge of Great Lakes. Great Lakes is Rwanda, Burundi, and East DRC, the other part of East DRC. I was in charge of Ethiopia. I was in charge of up to Djibouti. So that was basically what I was doing before I became Member of Parliament. I worked there up to around 2016. Then I resigned to come back to Community Constituency to run for Member of Parliament, which I won resoundingly on a Jubilee ticket. And when I went to Parliament, I wanted now to change my career to a more specific one that is pertinent to improve my legislation, to improve my policy review, because when you are a Member of Parliament, you're actually a policy review expert, because you review policies on, you look at the government policies, review them to realign them. So
before you come to Parliament, this point whereby you said you grew up in a very humble background, please, will you kindly paint us a picture of basically how life was during that time, like, you know, when you're growing up?
As per our customs, when my father died, and we were remained with my mother only. According to our culture, my mother was supposed to be inherited by one of our uncles or so. But then my mother was a staunch Catholic. She was a teacher of liturgy. Liturgy is basically that staunch Catholic accredited by the parish priest through the Catholic systems to teach young Catholics the insights of the Roman Catholic traditions and way of worship. So my mother was a staunch Catholic, and my dad was the last born. So again, the dynamics were that when you are the last born, an older brother, you cannot inherit the wife of the last born. So, and also that one, and also the fact that she was a staunch Catholic, she never believed in those things of inheritance. And then she was a housewife. She became a hawker. She was selling, hawking shoes and second-hand clothes. She struggled with us, and of course she was sickly on and off from 1991. Then later on she died after around 4 years, thereabout. That time my brother was in university at Kikuyu campus. I was in Form 3 at Community Boys High School. And even then, I was the only day scholar that used to commute from here to Community Town, which is about 7 kilometers. I could walk every day in the morning, go to school without breakfast, purchase education. Then in the evening, I will again walk to this place. Whether it was raining or not raining, life was as usual. You know, that is the struggle that I went through while in pursuit of knowledge and education. And of course, now when my mother died, of course, children of a family of 7 people, relatives did a meeting to share all of us. You know, we were shared, all of us. And of course, because I was in Form 3 at that time, I think there were a lot of responsibilities on whoever would have wanted to pick me, so that I got to live with them anyway. So none of my relatives picked me. So I remained here in a very old house, commonly known as Likubili, a house where the occupants have died. So I remained there, and I began to do some bureau farming, and I had a choice of going to pursue a degree or join Kenya Power Lighting as an apprentice.
So at that point, when your relatives refused to pick you, you still continued school?
I still but I still continued with the school, of course. And then life became even more unbearable. So when my parents died now, I just forced myself to go to boarding. I just picked a mattress and went to Community Boys High School. I went to the dormitory. But of course, because I was a very bright student, the sympathy around me was overwhelming. My class teacher, my principal, they were all sympathetic of me. And I remember them convening a parade meeting and urged all the other students to support me, that if you have an extra bath soap, they should not hesitate to cut a small piece for me. And the whole community was very good at me because, I was doing very well in class. I could be top 10. I was top 10. And many children of the rich people within the school, and they were not doing well in class, they were very proud to associate themselves with me. We could go for morning prep, so they were benefiting from me. Their life became a bit better, a bit better than before. So that's how we struggled until we finished. And of course, when I finished, I think for my former primary school headmaster, called Mr. Situma, he advised me to go to Kenya Power Lighting Training School because I could secure employment pretty much very faster, so that now I can come back and take care of my other siblings.
So was that through scholarship?
Not through a scholarship, but we were the pioneer electrical technicians, and of course the company, that school was building capacity for the company. So I mean, we were then employed automatically. And of course, at the Kenya Power Lighting Training School, I was the chairman of the Students' Union. So I had built a very good relationship with the administrators of the company, even though at times when we were beginning, by then the manager for human resources in the administration was currently Dr. Ben Chumo. And then there was an uprising in school. The minister was Chilo Ayako. And I think we chased the principal from the school. Dr. Ben Chumo came to try to assist, and it was all chaos, it was all terrible. And from that time now, we began to sit down with the senior management of Kenya Power Lighting Company to stabilize the school. And I think that is when they realized that I was very knowledgeable and very objective. So getting employment after my studies was very easy at that time. So
was it an opportunity that you just grabbed, oh, I can go somewhere else? Or it was actually a dream job that you decided, let me pursue this line?
It was actually my dream job because I had a cousin who was an electrical engineer at Zoya Sugar.
Oh, okay.
So, and he was among the very first people from our family to buy a car. So I grew up knowing that electrical engineering is a white collar job and it's very lucrative in terms of when we are looking for, of course, we are all driven by revenue, by resources to be able to pick up the remains of our family and take them forward. So that is how my education background was like.
What about joining military? Was it like one of the things that you also admired too?
I did not admire to join military, but then when I was at Kenya Power Lighting Company, I was on, the terms were not permanent and pensionable.
Okay.
I was initially on 3 months renewable terms. Then later on, when I was confirmed as a revenue protection technician, they moved me from 3 months contract to a 1 year contract. And of course now I wanted to be a general. So when I wanted to be a general, and because I liked power, the salutes, so I joined the military. And when I joined the military as a tradesman. Yeah. So when of course, in the electrical, avionics technician. So I was deployed at Moi Air Base after the basic military training. Then later on, I went to Laikipia Air Base, where my boss was the recent immediate chief of the general staff, the late General Ogola, who was my boss at Laikipia Air Base. And then the overall Air Force commander by then was General Karangi. So I worked under, also when I was at Moi Air Base, my boss there was Joe Fortieno, who I think he retired.
So how long were you in the military? I
was in the military for 180 days.
180 days.
After training, I was in the military for 1 year, 180 days.
1 year, 180 days.
Yes.
Okay.
Why I left the military is because now, after completing my degree, of course, we were very many people in my class. And we could keep in touch, you know. Some were working in different blue chip companies, and we could meet and how much money are you earning, how much money are you earning? Then I realized that whatever I was being paid was not commensurate with my academic credentials. And then I went to see my boss then, was we used to call him OC technical wing. By then he was called Major Mulay. I think now he's a general or brigadier somewhere in the Defense College. He's my fellow professional engineer. He's a mechanical engineer. So I went to see him, whether I could be promoted. I think, and then he told me that that is not possible. That my civilian education could only allow me to jump to the next rank very fast, but after I've jumped to the next rank, the system locks. Then we have now to progress forward as a team, depending on the team. We call them not means the people who are promoted to that particular rank on the same date. So you have to move together. You can't jump alone. Then it became difficult. So, of course, then...
so whatever is being alleged out there that you were sacked, you moved from...
No, I will explain you how it happened.
Okay.
And then later on, what I did is that I began to apply for jobs. By then, there was... various job vacancies in a company called KBR, Logicap. Those are companies that were offering logistical support to the United Nations peace support programs in Afghanistan and those very other areas that were prone to war. And a number of my colleagues have gone there. They were being paid very good money. So I applied for that position. And then I did an online interview. They gave me an offer, and they were paying me close to around $6,500,
per month.
So I went now to my boss to say, I've gotten a job. Now I want to to resign. He booked me for an interview, which when I did the interview, he told me that I have failed the interview to exit the force because the government of Kenya has not returned the money they used to train me. You know, he even told me, even your elbows, they're still scars in your elbows until they disappear. That is when it will be assumed that the government of Kenya had returned all their money. You know, when you are undergoing a military training, very rigorous training, you bruise your because you crawl, you bruise your elbows, you
need to repay that.
So they said I have not the government has not recouped back the money that they used to train. Then later on that job disappeared because I couldn't live. Of course, I continued to apply for other jobs. I got a job also with Kenya Airways as an aircraft technician. Again, I went back to say that now, please, I want to leave.
To exit.
They could not let me to exit. That job disappeared. I got another one with Shell in Australia, in Queensland, which was also very lucrative. Then I went back to my boss. He told me I can't leave. This time around, I told him when I'm leaving tomorrow, I will not come. So I left the next day. I went to process my travel documents. I went to Australia, worked there for about, of course, I was advised that by my rank, if I disappear for a period of not more than 42 days, the military police will still arrest me and take me back to the base to continue working, of course, through a small disciplinary procedure.
So at that time, what was your rank?
By that time, my rank was senior private.
Okay.
So when I went there, when I was told as such that when I get there, they will take me through some small procedure, which could mean even stripping me of rank and take me back to wherever. But I will still again continue working there. But if I disappear for a period of more than maybe 60 days, 70 days, then they will treat me as a deserter. Then that means that if I come back, considering that I had not served for more than 2 years, it is assumed that I still do not understand the Armed Forces Act and the Military Act. So I am exempted of those very harsh disciplinary mechanisms that includes court-martial, those kind of things. And that is how now, when I went back now, I cleared, I was discharged, I cleared with them, and I left. The reason why many people want to have a honorable discharge from the military is because the trainings that you undertake when you are in the military, they don't give you a certificate. Even if you are a pilot, they don't give you a certificate. They don't give you nothing, they don't give you anything. But when you are being discharged, they will give you a discharge book, a green book or a red book, depending on your rank. They will write all your trainings there. Then, of course, there's a place where they write your suitability. So meaning that if you want to rely on the military training, that whatever you look for, solicit for employment, for you to confirm that you have skills in these particular areas, you have to give them your discharge book. And there is that area where they will put your recommendations, and you know they are very brutal. They will say you are not fit to hold any of those kind of things. But with me, it was different because I had my civilian education. So whatever employment I was going through was civilian education. And I think many employers have now understood that the military procedures do not allow an individual just to resign. You have to do some interview. And the easiest way out is just to disappear, where you will be treated as an officer on absent without leave. Then later on, you become a deserter. That is basically normal things that happens.
What is this biggest misconception that people have about you?
Even before I get that, I just want to take you through my further academic journey, because it is very important for the viewers to know.
I hope you'll give us enough time.
Absolutely. So I'll just take about less than 2 minutes. So when I joined Parliament in 2017, I enrolled for another degree in public administration because I wanted to increase my knowledge in public administration, policy making, policy review, and policy drafting. So I completed a Bachelor of Arts in Public Administration. I also did a graduate diploma in project management. And when I was doing a diploma in project management, my project was my research area was how strategic management can help improve the management of National Constituency Development Fund, a case of country constituency. So when I was moving around country constituency collecting data, that is where now I begin to develop the bigger vision of running for governor of Bungoma. So upon completion of that graduate diploma, I enrolled for a master's in the same master's in public administration, which I completed. Again, my dissertation during master's degree study here in Kenya was effects of determinants of effective devolution, implementation of devolution support program. I was looking at what are some of the things that are impairing the effective implementation of devolution support program, a case of Bungoma County. Again, I traversed this county doing interviews, engaging respondents on coming up with that documents, which was a requirement for fulfillment for award of master's degree in public administration. Upon completion, I also enrolled for a PhD, Doctor of Philosophy in Public Administration at Murang'a University of Technology, MUT, which I think I'm at the tail end of completing it. I completed coursework 2 years ago. The only reason why I haven't graduated, I didn't graduate this year, is because of the Q requirements. That all Doctor of Philosophy programs must take 3 calendar years. So that's the only reason why I haven't graduated this year. So I will be finishing the 3 years by December this year. And once I get the completion certificate, I will be allowed to use that title, Doctor, awaiting graduation sometime next year. And the same dissertation at PhD level. My research area, I focused on why is it that the people of Bungoma don't like their governments immediately after the government is installed, you know? So is it that they are not satisfied with the service delivery, or what is it? So I did a research titled Effects of County Government Branding on Service Level Satisfaction among SME in Bungoma County. So again, that gave me an opportunity to understand the space within Bungoma County, the extent of devolution, what are some of the things that need to be improved, what are the recommendations, what are the problems that the people are facing. I focused on the SMEs as opposed to general population, because SME are the recipient of those services. You know, if I engage a person who is not doing any business, that person may just say, this government is bad, maybe because the governor has not given him some money, or he doesn't like the MCA, or he doesn't like a particular minister. But I focused on that smaller population that are recipient of services in Bungoma on the daily basis, and I felt that those are the people that will give me a proper insight over what is the feeling within the people of Bungoma on their government, and what can the people of can the government of Bungoma do to restore the stakeholder confidence, the SME confidence, and the people of Bungoma at large.
But we all know that, of course, we have a whole lot of contributing factors to that. Not necessarily one way per se. Probably it's not about just a person in the office. You know,
of course.
There's a whole lot of things that contribute to that.
When you are doing research at PhD level, you minimum should be around 4 objectives. I had about 5, where I look at the communication strategy, because the government must communicate, whatever that they are doing to the people, so that the people are aware. For you to be accountable in terms of whether for the people to either to be satisfied or dissatisfied, there must be a communication on what they are supposed to get from the government. So I looked at the communication branding. I looked at the innovation strategy. Are they embracing technology? Are they embracing AI? Are they embracing e-government? Are they putting their services accessible online? I also looked at what we call the level of education of the oversight institution, whether it affects the oversight of wherever and improve the services. You get the point. So there are very many things that I looked at. There are about 5 objectives, and I have the results, and that makes the end of my education journey. So in terms of education, I have acquired the highest level of education available in the whole world. You know, the highest level of education available in the whole world is a PhD. Don't go to class to learn to be a professor. A professor title comes because of your contribution in the on research in the education sector, and also assisting learning institutions to raise some revenue. Because when you do a research paper, it can interest some other donors to fund.
So you started preparing yourself earlier for gubernatorial seat in Bungoma. That is exactly what I'm getting from what you're saying.
Yes.
Oh, okay, sure. Please answer my question, my previous question.
Yeah.
What is this biggest misconception that people have about you? Either politically, personal, I don't know.
People think that I am very arrogant and that I'm very rough politically.
Are you?
I am not.
Okay.
I am such a sweet soul.
Okay.
I am a very social person. You know, at times when I appear like I'm boiling politically, I am releasing hard punches. It is just an oversight language. The way we have a police language, where police can accost you and say lala chini, simama, lala chini. That's a police language. And the oversight language is that you must have a commanding voice, and you must be a bit authoritative in terms of what you want done for your people. And at times people mistake the confidence in a person to mean arrogant. I am not arrogant.
You're confident.
I am confident. I am authoritative. And I am clear about what I want. I identify what I want. I go for it. I don't give any room for negotiations whatsoever. Yeah.
2017, you decided to join politics and you ran on Jubilee ticket. Bungoma County is predominantly Ford Kenya. Why not Ford Kenya? You decided to go on Jubilee ticket.
Initially, I was in Ford Kenya for the longest period of time. Moved around with Senator Moses Wetangula, but then Ford Kenya had an incumbent here in Kimilili Constituency called Suleiman Kasuti Murunga. The incumbent by then was also the director of elections of Ford Kenya Party. So towards the elections of 2017, I tried to engineer some reforms. I teamed up with Dr. Chris Omaloa, Wycliffe Wangamati by then, and then the Bumula parliamentary aspirant by then, the current MP, Jack Wanami Wamboka. And we plotted to oust Celis Miyu as SG, Ofula Wamunyinyi as chairman of Fort Kenya in Bungoma County, and of course Suleiman Kasuti Murunga as the director of elections, so that we can have a free and fair level playing field, because we felt like if I go to the party primaries where my competitor is the director of elections, I will not have a level playing field, because a referee cannot preside over the same game where he is participating or he is a player. So when those efforts to engineer those reforms hit a snag, and of course I felt that the field will not be level during party primaries. And there were also forces within the party that were forcing me out. They began to plant people to heckle me in meetings. I remember we had a meeting in Kimaeti. Some people, even destroyed my car. They began to behave in a manner that I was a foreigner in that party, and they never wanted me. So I left that party. I went to ODM. And Baba Raila Molo Odinga assured me of a direct nomination, which he gave me. So when I went to pick my ODM nomination certificate in Nairobi, while I was on my way coming, I got a call from the then Deputy President, William Ruto. He called me. Where I got my number, I don't know. And then he told me, Didmus, how are you? I said, I'm fine. He said, my name is William Ruto. Of course, I had to stand, and I even tucked in my jacket, my coat that I was wearing, because I've never spoken to, leave alone a deputy president. I had never spoken to a governor by then. Even my own governor here, Governor Ken Lusaka, I had never spoken with him. I've never sat in a meeting with him. So he was the first high-ranking government officer to call me. So I confirmed, and then he told me, nataka tufanye kazi pamoja. He asked me, where are you? I told him, I'm going home. Akaniambia rudi. You can come and see me at 5 o'clock. I said, okay. I agreed to meet the president at 5 o'clock. So I alighted from the matatu I was using. I had reached around Kinungi. So I went back to Nairobi. So while I was going back to Nairobi, I called him, I think 3 times, just to confirm that it's him and he has not changed his mind about meeting with me. And every time I could call him, he could pick my call, and of course he knew the anxiety, so he could just laugh. Just laugh, and that welcoming smile that you can visualize. So I went and met with him, and he told me, I want you to work with me. Of course, when I arrived there, I met most of my members of parliament. I met Honorable John Waluke, Honorable Dan Wanyama, Honorable Emmanuel Wangwe, the members of parliament that were there in Jubilee at that time. So I met them, and I met them there. So I got some bit of confidence, and then when we were leaving, of course, there were also some aspirants. So we were given the same amount of money to go and begin because their parties were doing primaries. So from there, he told me, now Didmus, I want you to work with us. President Uhuru Kenyatta has asked me to get you on board so that we can work together and build the country. So when we all left, I was still not yet decided on whether to join Jubilee or remain in ODM, because ODM had already given me the direct ticket, which actually I had it when I was doing that meeting. I had it in my jacket. So I had not decided. So when we left again, after about 20 minutes, he called me again. Said, hello, where are you? I told him, I'm at Karen Shopping Center. He told me, come back. So I went back and met with him again. This time we were only the two of us. So we had a more intrinsic discussion, a more detailed discussion. And I think somehow he persuaded me. So I left there and went to Jubilee headquarters. I picked nomination forms, paid the money, picked the nomination forms, and I agreed to go through the Jubilee Party primaries because I was a bit confident I would win. Because all the aspirants within Jubilee, none of them was an official of the party, and that could make me feel like they will use their position and influence to my detriment. So that's how now I.
But at that point, didn't you feel that you betrayed ODM?
How could I have betrayed ODM when I had not?
They gave you a direct ticket, and
but they had not invested in me. I had just joined their party barely 2-3 days ago. So how will they feel betrayed by myself? In fact, I was the one adding value to their party
by picking that. By picking that, certificate.
I gave them an opportunity to retract the certificate and give it to somebody else, which they did.
Okay.
Yeah.
What kind of a person is Uhuru Kenyatta? Now that you worked with him at some point.
I never worked with the Uhuru Kenyatta closely.
You're in his party, that is true.
Yeah, I was in his party, but I was more, my line manager was
William
the
Ruto.
Deputy President William Ruto.
Oh, okay.
So the person I know very well is William Ruto.
Whichever the case, you know very close, but describe him. What kind of a person will you describe Uhuru Kenyatta?
Uhuru Kenyatta? I have little information about Uhuru Kenyatta.
You don't want to talk much about him?
I have very little information.
Okay, tell us about this, your friend, William Ruto.
William Ruto is a very intelligent person. He is a go-getter. He is a person whom his word is bond. Whatever you agree with him, that is it. He's not a political conman. And William Ruto is among very few Kenyans who will always remain the same regardless of power. There are 98% of the people that I've interacted with. If they are good people, if they are honest, but if they get power and money, they change. William Ruto, from the day I knew him up to today, there is no change. She's the same William Ruto that I knew in 2017. He's my president.
He's your buddy?
Yeah, absolutely.
President and buddy?
Absolutely.
Oh, okay. So the loyalty that you have with the president, now that he's the very first senior person to give you that call, and now you've been very close till now, does it compromise your stand in, how you debate, the decisions that you make in parliament and all that, or you have to do something? Are you a sycophant, in short?
I am not a sycophant. I am that person that takes advantage that I am part of the administration that is governing the country. And I have a way of getting what I want on behalf of the people of community. And I can explain to you on what I have benefited, not as an individual, but as a member of parliament for my people.
Even if it means as a detriment to another person?
No. I have, the government does only one thing: developing the country, sharing the resources and opportunities across the country, And many people focus on the delivery of government in terms of employment, in terms of how many ministers from my area, how many PSs from my area. Me, I look at it differently.
Okay.
I look at it in terms of the programs that Parliament plays a role in terms of implementation and in terms of directing the areas to benefit from those programs. That is where my focus is. And I want to give you an example that when the Ministry of Public Service decided to devolve government services, to decentralize government services through Duma centers, I was among the very first few members of Parliament who grabbed that opportunity. Now in Kimilili, we are putting up a magnificent Huduma Center where the people of Kimilili, the people of Tongaren, the people of Webuye, Eastern Mount Elgon, and part of Kapchai who no longer travel for more than 22 kilometers to Bungoma town in pursuit of government services. The road which you used to come to my house, to this my place, you've seen we are laying asphalt, we are putting tarmac. So when the other people are saying, Kasongo, I don't know, those kind of things, finance bill, those who supported, those who didn't support, I knew what I wanted. When this administration came into power, the number of all men and women in my constituency who are on the list of beneficiaries of cash transfer program were around 343. I have increased the number from 343 to 3,970. You get the point? When this administration came into power, the teachers that we have employed, the teacher service commissioner has employed, it's just transferred from other areas to my constituency to breach the ratio between teacher and students, or teacher and the pupils. If I tell you the number, even my other colleagues will envy me. So I have increased the number of teachers in my constituency through employment. When they are employing, they will give the number of slots, like Kimilili, this number of slots, this other constituency, this number of slots. But because my role is to represent and oversight, I had a way of going around the minister and the whatever to ensure that the slots that we get as a constituency are slightly more. That is the art of politics, about negotiation and persuasion. You get the point? All those employment opportunities, I am petty to the level that I go to public service and demand a list of all public servants by all ranks from my constituency and the number of years they've been in that particular job group. And I go there not to complain, but to persuade them that the people of Kimilili are not happy because this number of people have stayed in the same job group for this number of years. They say there is one thing that I learned from Moses Wetangula. He told me that my son, of course, Moses Wetangula was one of celebrated Minister for Foreign Affairs. He told me that my son, murmuring to the right ears is more profitable to your people than shouting on top of the mountain to the wrong ears. So what I do, I murmur to the right ears, because I participated in forming this government. I don't have to speak like an opposition member of parliament. An opposition will go to threaten government to intimidate a minister in a funeral. I don't intimidate ministers in a funeral. And I also want to tell you, the number of families that did not have electricity, that we have now connected them to the national grid. Before this administration, our connectivity to electricity was around 39%. I have pushed that connectivity to electricity from 39% to 87.65%. I have used my connections and in government, because the government of Kenya listens to me, to improve the education infrastructure in my constituency. Schools in our constituency are built in two aspects. Number one, you can fund construction of schools with money from national government, constituency development fund. Number two, you can also fund the construction of schools directly from the exchequer through the Ministry of Education, that infrastructure development vote for schools. So you run both. And I can confidently tell you that with the court ruling that appear to lapse CDF by month ending 30th of June next year, in Kimilili constituency, we will have completed tiling, facelifting all the old buildings, and putting cabro in all the comprehensive schools, in all the primary schools. My focus was the primary because that is a place where the foundation of education is set. If a child scores 100 marks in primary school, even if you take that child to Alliance High School, that child will even never qualify to go to TVET.
Yeah, sure.
But if a child gets 350 marks in a primary school, even if he goes to a local day school where he commutes and coming back home, the possibility of that child going to the university remains alive.
I've seen, Mheshimiwa, you've done a whole lot of things in your constituency, and probably that is why you want to fly and go to the county to be able to do that. But again, when you're answering my question, you talked about Kasongo, this Kasongo that indeed you are pushing on your end to ensure that you get development to benefit your people in Kimilili constituency. Talking of Kasongo, this Kasongo that, Kasongo must go. You are one of the vocal leaders in Kenya when you're talking about the Gen Z protest. First and foremost, what is your take on Gen Z protest? Do you think that they really need to be listened to?
Absolutely. They really need to be listened to. And I have supported the rally call by Raila Odinga to convene a conclave, so that we can have a discussion and listen to our young people, so that we can try to see what are some of the issues that our young people of our nation want addressed by government, and how and what ifs. And to begin that, I am also organizing for a conclave myself for Bungoma County, where I will also bring many young people in that meeting. And that meeting that I am planning, I want to do it within the next 14 days. So that I can also listen to their demands, because the fact that even when that conclave will be proceeding, as a member of parliament, I may be called upon either through parliament or a committee to try and develop some TOR. I think as a representative of the people, I will want to participate in setting up the TOR, the terms of references. And you cannot validate the TOR of a meeting if you are clueless about the feeling of the targeted beneficiary. So I just want to convene my conclave for the people of Bungoma, kill two birds with one stone, try to listen to them, because I want to be their governor, so that their concerns can also shape my policy around my manifesto, because I'm preparing some manifesto that I will be launching sometime next year. And So that's why I've said we have no choice.
But dialogue.
By dialogue.
But now, what are the structures that actually need to be put in place? And we've had dialogues previously that some have borne fruit, some haven't. But most of the time, most of the dialogues have led to the handshakes. And they believe that Raila Odinga has been a key beneficiary on these dialogues. And why now? Why this? And what are the benefits according to you?
I think it is wrong to say that people are opposed to dialogue.
Some.
You could have said, Kenya has a population of around 52 million. Some 3 characters cannot speak on behalf of the country. Those 3 or 4 people who are opposed to dialogue are prophets of doom. One of them is not even fit to hold a public office because he was impeached. He's behaving like a jilted lover. He's very bitter, and when you are bitter, you are not the kind of a person that will offer an objective advice on how something should proceed. Because those who say that this dialogue has always benefited Raila Odinga, I challenge them to participate in the crafting of the terms of reference. Let them be part of the discussion and direct the discussion in a manner that will not only benefit Raila Odinga, but will benefit the whole of our young people in the country. Because you cannot come forward to say that the government of Kenya cannot listen to the young people of our country because the person who has come forward to say we need to have a discussion is Raila Odinga, and owing to the fact that the previous discussions have always benefited Raila Odinga. Participate in the discussion to ensure that it's all inclusive and it doesn't benefit an individual. And you see, the fact that the government belongs to the people of Kenya. Kenya is governed by a government that it's by a civilian government. It is not a military government. So the act of the government engaging all Kenyans or the young people is not negotiable. It is part of the government responsibility. It is part of the duties and the responsibility of His Excellency William Samoei Ruto, the Commander-in-Chief, to engage Kenyans by using whatever formula, whether it's through a conclave, whether it's through parliament, whether it's through direct public participation with him, whether it's through town hall meetings. That is his duty and the responsibility, and nobody can come forward to say that we don't support this conclave, we don't support this discussion. Then what do they support? I think Kenyans should not listen to these few opposition figures, because the role of opposition figures, people who are opposing William Ruto's administration, is becoming clear that it's akin to what the Bible says. The devil came to destroy, scatter, misdirect, confuse, and scamper the good ideas. And we should not listen to them at all. Because the government has not stopped from functioning. The government is still functioning. And when the government is functioning, we must engage Kenyans so that the feeling of Kenyans is what should shape public policy, is what should shape government plans. Because government plans implement policies to make the life of Kenyans better.
Do you think as a country we are on the right trajectory?
Depending on how you look at it. But from where I sit, I may not say that we are on the right or wrong trajectory. But I can say that we are better off now. Because as a scholar, as an expert in policy making, the government of Kenya runs on policies. Policies are always reviewed and monitored on daily basis. We have a whole government department that engages in monitoring and evaluation of all already implemented policies. And when you are reviewing and monitoring these policies, you will identify areas that are not good, to get feedback from the stakeholders. So the policy improvement it happens every day. So I may say that we are on the right trajectory because the government is reviewing whatever that we have already implemented, and where we feel like the citizens are not happy, we are adjusting it to make it well and going forward. You get the point?
Yeah, sure.
So we are always improving our processes. We're always improving the way of doing things every month, because we have a whole team that is monitoring the delivery of our services. You've seen the Deputy Head of Public Service, Eliud Owalo, move around. He was in Busia, he was in Bungoma, he was in everywhere. He's trying to monitor implementation of government projects. You've seen also cabinet meeting to review some of those data that have come out from monitoring and evaluation, readjusting here and there. That is how the government works. It gets better every day.
At some point, I remember you talked about the former Deputy President, Rigathi Gachagua, just after he was impeached. And you said you don't mind seeking his support at some point, when the time comes. Were you regretting that he was impeached at some point?
No. All Kenyans have a right to belong to Kenya. No Kenyan should be condemned because of their party affiliations. No Kenyan should be condemned because of their party affiliations or religion or anything. As we speak today, the government of Kenya under William Samoei Ruto is focused on delivery of their campaign promises. That's their focus. That's their focus. There are many meetings that are happening in State House, Harambee House, the office of the Deputy President. All those meetings are geared towards catalyzing all whatever that the government of Kenya is doing, both brick and mortar, all other policies, very many things. They are not focused on campaigns. They are focused on delivery of government program, identifying those that have stalled, coming up with ways and means of getting them back on track. Where there is less budgetary provisions, they look at alternative funding models, whether it's securitization of some money to raise more funds so that we can complete those stalled projects. That is what is dominating the mind of William Ruto. If you open the mind of William Ruto and his deputy and their team, all you will see is that they are focused on implementing government programs, delivery of their campaign pledges that we moved across the country.
So there is no regret.
Let me, I haven't finished. A time is coming, maybe sometime next year, where meetings will be convened by our deputy president. Now, that time will not be looking at what to implement. We'll be looking at how do we assemble a campaign machinery to make our two-term a reality. And when you are assembling a campaign machinery, it will not be about the people you like. It will be about the people you want. So when you are assembling the campaign machinery, we will even raid the opposition basket. If there are 16 members of the opposition summit, because politics is about interests, we will have a discussion with them. Some will agree, others will not agree, but I'm 100% sure that when we will be assembling the campaign machinery, if we feel like like Eugene Wamalwa can play a role in our machinery, we will speak with him. And if, of course, it's about persuasion. If we will persuade him, he will come. Who knew that Raila Odinga will cross ranks and work with William Ruto? Who knew that Moses Wetangula and Musalia Mudavadi will cross over and join UDA and work together to form Kenya Kwanza? So I am simply saying that when time comes for William Ruto to assemble his campaign machinery, we will look at everybody. You can be unfit to serve in government as an officer, as a minister, but you are fit to be part of our team to rally Kenyans to support a good idea. You know, there are very many Kenyans and very many leaders, some whom are within the opposition that may not necessarily support our government for their individual appointment, but they just want to support our government or to support a team that they want to form a government because they have a good idea that they feel will benefit the country. So the government of Kenya that is led by William Ruto currently, we are implementing what we promised Kenyans. But sometime next year, a team will sit down, a team will be assembled to come up with a fresh set of things that we will do during our second term. And I believe that whatever we'll come up with is what will determine who joins us going forward.
So currently you're not courting anyone?
Absolutely.
So I will not end this interview without us talking about Bungoma gubernatorial seat. Tim Wanyonyi has just declared, and he has been endorsed by a section of, Azimio leaders. And Azimio is, let me say, ODM is in the broad-based government. Are you scared? Does this, give you cold feet going for the same seat?
If you look at the history of politics of our country, you will know that I am the only member of parliament in Kenya who pulled a crowd away from Raila Odinga. He had his meeting with close to 6,000 people. I appeared somewhere on the roof and the people followed me. That tells you something. Number two, I am among the very few members of parliament in Kenya who have maintained a strong grassroots support from the day I was first elected in 2017 to date. Number three, in 2017, I won the Kimilili parliamentary seat against the wishes of Raila Odinga, Musalia Mudavadi, Kalonzo Musyoka, and Moses Wetangula through their combined force called NASA at that time. One of the principal of NASA will come from Sirisia, another one from Kitale, another one from Kakamega, another one from Goma. They converge in Kimilili T-junction. Just tell the people of Kimilili, NASA Didmus, but I won. Number three, it will be foolhardy and an insult to attempt to equate my development record with that one of a city member of parliament. Look at how many number of schools do we have in city constituencies, and how many number of schools do we have in the community constituency. In a city constituency like Westlands, they have less than 15 schools, around 9 or whereabout. Those schools, half of them were already built. They were already built when the person who mentioned became a member of parliament. He has been an MP for 15 years. Divide by what he has done 15 years. Divide by what I have done in 7 years. Comparing the two of us, I think, is an insult. And I think, you know, what you don't know is that this is an individual that he has been prepared for slaughter without knowing. Number one, he is running with a false narrative that the people of Nairobi wanted him. The people of Nairobi did not want him, they have chased him. He ran for the chairman of ODM in Nairobi County. He was beaten like a Mburukenge by George Aladwa. All his henchmen that he was relying on to be the chair of ODM in sub-counties within Nairobi lost their seat. So somehow Sakaja has managed to convince some ODM operatives to tell this man, we don't want you. Go to Bungoma. So that Sakaja can eliminate. You know, when you want to balance any question, you begin by pulling away some easy terms that are not like. You remove the unlike terms. So him is an unlike term that he has been removed from the equation so that the equation can be balanced and you get the answer. So that was Sakaja's master stroke. He has brought him here. Is similar to a bull that is being fattened for slaughter. And I think you can store this at the back of your mind. I am a seasoned politician. I declared that I'm running for gubernatorial position in Bungoma after 2022 general elections, and from that time, the so-called the owners of Bungoma in courts, they are brought close to 3 candidates who have fizzled out in less than 6 months. Even this one will disappear. I've been around for the longest period of time. We had many people who came and disappeared. We had a guy called Masinde. He brought him, he disappeared. Attempted to bring another one called Juma Muhwana. Was around a few days, he disappeared. When they brought in a garbage collector called Malilo, they fleeced him of millions of shillings. Now they have dumped him. They have gotten a tourist from Nairobi City, whom I'm sure within the next 6 months, there will be no difference. And let nobody cheat to you that members of parliament or MCS can endorse a candidate. It's not possible because we have different political formations. Leaders, MCS, members of parliament and aspirants will rally behind the flag bearer of the coalitions which they belong in. So when chips are down, those who are in DAP will rally behind a DAP candidate. Those who are in Ford Kenya will rally behind a Ford Kenya candidate. Those who are in UDA will rally behind a UDA candidate. So I am the project of the people. I have been seeking endorsement by the people. Well, I had young people in my compound yesterday who came to endorse me. Yeah. From here, I'm going to Tongaren. Around 3,000 people are waiting for me to endorse me. So I am a candidate of the people.
So you don't need to be endorsed by anyone?
I don't need to be endorsed by anybody. Nobody endorsed me for whatever seat, you know. But your take home is, I am the only member of parliament in Kenya as we speak today. The only one. That when I'm saying I'm going to have a meeting somewhere, you will think the rally is, you will think it's William Ruto who is coming. Yeah? We are only 3 people in our country who can pull a very huge crowd. Number 1 is William Ruto. Number 2 is Raila Amolo Odinga. Number 3 is yours truly. Whether you like it or not, that is a fact that exists. I am the only one who can show up in a meeting and the crowd just, if I leave, they will just follow me. You've seen when I attend many meetings, you see the speakers trying to say, Mheshimiwa, please don't leave. You know, people love you. When you leave, they will follow you. I think, and I went to do a research about why do these people follow me. Then I realized that there is a verse in the Bible that says Jesus is like a magnet. He pulls people towards him. And I think from the time that I accepted Jesus as my personal savior, Jesus lives in me. So when you see people following me, it's not me they are following. They are following Jesus who is in my heart.
Okay.
You know, I challenge you, if you are not saved, get saved tomorrow. When Jesus begins to dwell in your heart, you will see people following you.
Okay. So you're born again?
Yes, I'm born again, and I want to tell my supporters that if they feel that there is a sin I committed or something I did, those things, Jesus forgave me long time, God forgave me long time. I gave my soul to Jesus. Now I'm a saved man. All my sins were forgiven. If Jesus was to come next week, I am confident
you will go to heaven.
I will go to heaven, not just going to heaven as a participant. I think I will even be appointed a prefect to be the one directing the seating arrangements. These people, you can sit here, people, you can sit there. You know, you always need to aspire to have responsibilities, not just an ordinary heaven goer. Then
why are these people saying that you're serving a lying government? The most of the projects and everything that this government.
You know, we are nearing an electioneering period. People are planning themselves on how to form government. Some are positioning themselves to oust us from power. You get the point? And our constitution says that whoever is declared president of the Republic of Kenya must garner 50 plus 1% of the total vote cast. This means, therefore, that you can get 51% and be declared president, and even the 49% that don't want you is still a very huge number.
Exactly.
You know, even 20% of the Kenyans, if they don't want you, it is still a very huge number. But we haven't gotten to a level where we have done a scientific research to say that those who are saying our government is a lying government are 60%. It's debatable. There could be 10%, there could be 20%, there could be 30%, and that is their democratic right. The small pockets of the opposition, they also have their supporters. Number two, to answer your question, we have people now are saying one term, Kasongo must go, lying government. We are not debating on how many are they. But they could be saying what they are saying because now we are not campaigning. But when we will begin to campaign, our role will be to persuade them otherwise. And we have the materials that we will use to persuade them. Those who are saying we should go home, we are a one term, we will persuade them. You know, so we are not worried because we have we have enough materials. Every month we are beefing up a file. We have roads which had stalled. We are reforming the sugar sector. Many people might think that the sugar sector, the reforms that we are putting in the sugar sector are not beginning to bear fruits, but maybe in the next 6 months, 1 year, they will begin to bear fruits. And those are things which we will use to persuade the small percentage of Kenyans who feel like we are one term, who feel like we should be ousted. You get the point?
Yeah.
So you should relax. Tuliza boli, uwanja ni mdogo.
Uwanja ni mdogo.
Kazi ni nyingi, masaa ndio machache.
Yeah, two more questions, I think. Do you think that Wetangula factor will play a key role in gubernatorial seats here in Bungoma County, and will you seek his blessings?
Anybody in Bungoma that has a voter's card plays a role, including these gentlemen, you see them here. Anybody in Bungoma they have their sisters, they have their mother, they have a wife. Everybody plays a key role in one election. That's why everybody matters. That's why when you campaign, you try to reach out to everybody. In 2017, in 2030, and we have some dynamics of politics which we are aware. For example, in 2017, in 2013 to 2017, the governor for Bungoma was in New Fort, Kenya. 2017, 2022 was in Fort Kenya. 22 to date was in Fort Kenya. So I think there are various dynamics that we have to look up to, and I have made a conscious decision that anybody who matters in Bungoma, including Speaker Moses Wetangula, I don't want to make more enemies. I want to make more friends. In fact, today I'm going to have a meeting in a home of a former MCA who was my enemy, but we have decided that we have to make fences. We have to work together. We have to tap into the intelligentsia of each and everybody within our surroundings for the better Bungoma.
If people of Kimilili here say that we want you to defend your seat, will you decline?
They have already given me a go-ahead to proceed. For the last, of course, I am not a newcomer in this race. I've been around for the last 2-3 years.
Other than Bungoma gubernatorial seats, maybe in future, are you aspiring to be the president of this country?
Absolutely. What I want to tell the country is that William Ruto is the top cream of all the KANU remnants. You know, William Ruto is the top cream. He's the best of all those remnants from KANU. And when he completes his term in 2032, all his fellow KANU remnants, Kalonzo Musyoka, Raila Odinga, they should all retire and go so that they can usher in a generation that came in during Kibaki, Uhuru Kenyatta, and the current William Ruto.
Natembeya has come in with a rallying call of Tawe and also Luya Unity. Will you support him on that?
Luya Unity, of course, I support him. Tawe on what? We can't say Tawe on everything. And I think I respect him as a person because he has also begun his political journey. He is writing his political journey. He is crafting his political future. He is coming up with a new political ideology, which all other leaders are entitled to. Me, I choose to rewrite a new political philosophy through utilization of the resources that are within your disposal. That is why I can confidently say that in the next 1 year, there will be no primary school in the Kimilili constituency that will have old buildings built from 2000 backwards. All the buildings must be new, classrooms fitted with tiles, with well-manicured gardens and lawns, with cabro. That one I've made a commitment. And that is my philosophy.
Okay.
I am not the guy that advocates for erraticness, but I'm the person who would demonstrate the little resources that are within my control, that I can put these resources to good use. By end of next year, Kenyans, or rather the people of Bungoma, or the people of Western, will know that it is possible if you have a plan, and that the future of Kenya or the country depends on your thinking. That makes me to pose a question that before you do anything, as a leader, ask yourself one question: where will this country be? Where will the county be if each and every one of them behaved the same you behave? Thinks the way you think. The way you think is what ushers what Kenyans want to see.
A few minutes ago, you've just said that umomba msamaha in case kama makosa yako ilisamehewa na God na Jesus. So the court has ordered you to pay 7.5 million to Amoto. What will you say about this case? Do you still stand by your... We are
already back to status quo because that was a lower court. We have already appealed that decision to the High Court. So we go back to the status quo. because I don't think if I defamed him. I simply appeared on a radio station and said that he come from our area and they seem not to have benefited our area. You know, I don't think if there is defamation. I just said that's a statement of fact. You know, and I still stand by what I said. I don't think if it is something that defames somebody. You know, but I also have similar suits against some other people. I have a similar suit against Wycliffe Wangamati, against his former deputy governor, Professor Ngome, and the KNUT Secretary General for Bungoma North, when they said that our CDF is being managed from Nairobi. They were calling me a murderer when I'm not. They were also saying that most of our store buildings are condemned. You know, I've also sued them. I've also lately sued Dan Wanyama, the MP for Ebuye West, for saying the same. Yote tisa, I have taken this matter to the High Court. I will still take it to the Court of Appeal, doing the timings, because there are other people who have also defamed me, and all said and done. I think I made the defenses with the Wamoto a long time ago. We are now very good friends. We are not enemies. This is just a court process. It's a conflict resolution. Yeah, a conflict existed between me and Patrick Wamoto, and which when that conflict exists, you don't arm yourself with a panga and rungu to go to attack the person whom you feel he has aggrieved you, but we go to a court of law for arbitration. So whatever is happening here, it is part of a conflict resolution, which I am confident it will be resolved.
Asante sana Mheshimiwa, but before you tell me about this cape, I really want to know what it means. You've been a key critic of Raila Odinga, and currently you're now in the same broad-based government. Do you still stand by whatever you used to talk about him, criticizing him and all that, or now that you're in the same house, you're very comfortable and you overlook some of the things?
Whatever I used to say against Raila Odinga before, I don't regret. But people change. Raila Odinga is a changed man. He has the interest of Kenya at heart. Yeah, there is a lot that we are learning from Raila Amolo Odinga. And I want to tell the country that when I grow up, I want to be Raila Amolo Odinga. He is a changed man. He's a very good man. He's a reformed man. Okay.
Thank you so much. Kofia, ituambie kuhusu hii kofia.
It's just I wear it as part of my designs.
Okay.
This cape is supplied by a gracious lady from Ghana called Paulina George, married to Mr. George Otieno. George Otieno used to be the manager of an insurance in Ghana. Okay. And he got a beautiful lady called Paulina George. She does this. Paulina George is the one who was doing the famous Orie Rogo Maduli's headgear and the dress code. So she's the one who does this. There is nothing, it's just a beauty.
Okay.
And for you to know that I am special and that this red hat is special, in the history of Parliament of Kenya, it's the only red hat that is allowed in Parliament. I'm the only person allowed to wear it in the National Assembly, wearing this cape. So this cape also, it has parliamentary status.
Okay.
And I think I need to patent it so that many people who wear it, they should pay some royalties. And I'm asking because I've now seen very many Kenyans wearing this hat, and I want to address them by saying, please, if you are wearing this hat, you must be well behaved, And if you haven't given your life to Jesus Christ, please give your life to Jesus Christ. Otherwise, don't wear this coat.
That is the reason people follow you, Muhesh, maybe.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mheshimiwa, for this interview. I really appreciate it. I know because of time, we will probably get another time to come and, have a conversation around Bungoma, because there's a whole lot of questions I've not asked you about Bungoma County. But because of time, I have to let you go to meet your people.
Thank you very much.
Asante sana.
Asante sana.
Nashukuru.